Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Jess Markowitz. I am so excited to have you guys here with us tonight or morning if you're listening to the recording. Today is November 23rd, and wow, it's Thanksgiving week. How exciting. I hope everybody has at least some family that you're going to be spending with. Here in Nevada, or in Las Vegas, we have another semi shutdown, which is so sad. Like my mom lives 12 minutes away and she's not going to be spending Thanksgiving with me, which is sad. I'm so sad, but I hope everybody's healthy in where you're at. This has been a very rough 2020. Hopefully we're going to start getting into a better situation, but I pray that everybody's healthy and your families are healthy. And one thing that's been good in 2020 is that our businesses are exploding, which is amazing. And we're so excited to hear from one of our amazing team members and directors that is going to share with us some things she's been doing in her business that's has been showing such great growth and amazing leadership. Her team has had lots of promotions in the last year, and so we're excited to hear from her. But really fast, I'm not even sure if they've let us get back into the dashboard since I've looked. Oh yeah, awesome. I'm going to just do like we always do, a little bit of housekeeping before we pass it on over to her and she starts to share with us. I like to let you guys just know what's going on so far in the month with our group. So let me see. We have this sorting going on here. One thing I wanted to, before I forget, because you guys know me, I have good intentions and then I squirrel a lot and then forget. I don't do that ever, do I, guys? I'm just kidding. Yes, Jess does that all the time. So as far as recognition, as far as Facebook and like on social media, home office, and this is for leaders as well. You might have your own Facebook group pages. We're not allowed to share your actual numbers on Facebook anymore. So if this is something that's new to all of us, I've been doing this almost 10 years and I've always done like top 15 or 20 or whatever, and like said, Brittany Levin, I'm looking at her right now, and did XYZ PWV, PWV, I don't know what that is, PRV in the month of October or whatever. It's never been anything to, it's always been a really good thing to see what people are doing. I guess the Direct Sales Association is kind of like been really cracking down in the last year, and one of the things is like it's considered like private information, and so I guess some people in direct sales, as far as consultants, consider it as could be embarrassing, or if they show their numbers or not intimidating or whatever, or just basically private information. So we just don't want anybody to be uncomfortable or offended in our organization. So especially when it comes to like certain titles, we're doing it because we want you to feel good that you've done something great. Or we don't, but I guess the idea is that we don't want people to think that they have to do something or feel intimidated that they have to do it again, or they didn't do enough, I guess. It's just basically the idea is that we don't want anybody to get offended in any way, or we just want to make it so that there's no issues. And so they just said that from now on, we don't want to put specific numbers attached to names. So instead, you could just do like, these people sold, 2,000 to 3,000, or basically like brackets of numbers, but not specific numbers. So I guess I could have just said that. It would have been a lot easier. So yeah, so from now on, if you're gonna do shout outs on like Facebook or social media or anything, you're just gonna have to do like brackets of sales instead of saying this is what this person sold or whatever. So
Access
like
to all
500
my
club or whatever. Oh, we've got some
and yours because
unmuted. Hold on one second. Let me see.
your profile is still on.
Okay. Somebody else is unmuted. Let me make sure everybody's muted. I've got like 3 people that I see is unmuted now. Okay. All right. So far for the month of, where are we in again? November. All right. I'm just doing brackets on the reports so I can see everybody's names. And I'll go ahead. All right. So far, we have from Nevada. I'm not going to say, well, yeah, I'll say titles. And that's another thing. They are kind of going back and forth that like, you know, we want everybody to feel that titles aren't really a big deal. We're all consultants and everything. But then also at the same time, it's also a great thing that you achieved a certain level. So but everybody feels differently. So, but you know, if somebody, I guess if you feel like you don't want your title called out, then just let us know. I don't know. But anyways, so Amanda Bray is a superstar consultant from Nevada, and she's at 6,149 in first place so far for the month. Director Brittany Levin from New Jersey is at 3951.79. Director Michelle Brooks is at 3782.71 from Nevada. Nicole Wilson, star consultant, 3311.17 from New Jersey. Carly MacArthur, star consultant, 3295 Nevada. Lauren Cliff, director, 3196 from Nevada. Jennifer Bendez, superstar consultant, 2812 from New Jersey. Karen Fabio, superstar consultant, 2640 from Pennsylvania. Rebecca Murray, lead consultant, 2509 from Nevada. Let's see, Melissa Henning, superstar consultant, 2392 Nevada. Lauren Daughtry, certified consultant, 2302 from New Jersey. Brandy Ife, I apologize again. I think I always mess up her name. 2139 from New Jersey. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Andrea Ebel, certified consultant from New Mexico, 2058. Catherine Payne, lead consultant, 2003, from Oregon. Alyssa Kelly, certified 1778 from Hawaii. And I'm in 15th place. And I'm at 1679 from Nevada. So I always feel kind of weird. I say this every now and then, like sharing my numbers, but I also do sometimes I tell people, tell me they want to know what I do, that I'm actually like working my business. So I do start share what I do, but I also don't want people to think that I'm like, well, there's no reason to brag. I'm in like number 15. You guys are all killing me, but but I also don't want you guys to think that I'm not doing anything in my business. So it does make sense for me to share what I'm doing. But I also want you guys, it's so perfect because a lot of those people are on Brittany's team. So this is like perfect. So you guys know why we have her on this call today, because her team is literally killing it. They're the ones that are selling like crazy, promoting like crazy. And so we really want to just prick Brittany's brain and find out what they're doing over in New Jersey. You saw like it's like from New Jersey, from New Jersey, from New Jersey. And the East Coast is all her people. And we just want to know what is going on over in that side of the country that we want to know what we could be doing. That we're not maybe. So really fast, let me just share who has been sponsoring really fast, because that is obviously a really good action that you could be doing in your business. So we want to make sure that we shout those people out, and then we will give the floor to our awesome friend, Brittany. Okay. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? Da, 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 da. Okay. So with 3 new team members for the month. Shauna Cox from Hawaii, a star consultant. With 3, Brittany Levin, director from New Jersey. 3, Galen Peluhi. As oh, okay, so Galen actually went straight to lead consultant, and so congratulations to Galen. She is from Hawaii, and she sponsored 2 people. That is awesome in her first month. Very cool. Teresa O'Brien, lead consultant from Nevada, has sponsored 2. Nadia Herrera, a now lead consultant, just promoted this month, has sponsored 2. And then the rest have sponsored 1. Myself, Denise Brandt from California, Therese Frolic from New Jersey, Brenda Mills from, where is she from? Oh, New Mexico. I knew that. Andrea Ebel, certified consultant from New Mexico. Nina Salmet, director from Nevada. Sandy Conley from Nevada. Annette McCrae from Nevada. Carla Bridget from Nevada. And that's it so far for the month. So good job, guys, sharing this opportunity. I just want to basically remind you that, you know, not only people are losing their income right now because of COVID, but, you know, people are freaking out because it's the holidays and they're like spending lots of money because, you know, unfortunately, not a lot of people plan for Christmas shopping throughout the year. They know it's coming, but they don't start planning and start like buying Christmas presents throughout the year. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I have like all this money I have to spend, and they don't know where they're going to get it from. So it's time to start, you know, market the opportunity to your friends and family and clients, because instead of charging up their credit cards, it's a great time to start, you know, getting an extra leg of income. And if they're buying Scentsy from you, you know, and they already love the product and they're already using it, it's a great time to start utilizing that hostess kit, and possibly starting their business for free if they host a party with you. So without further ado, I don't want to take up any more time because I'm really excited to hear what Brittany's got for us. We will do some, if there's any questions and stuff or anything I've missed, that as far as housekeeping, what's going on with the business, we'll do that at the end, because I really do want to give her as much time as she needs. She's got a small little baby and it's also late there. So I want to give her as much time as she can. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. If you want to unmute. Oh, she's sleeping. Yay. I think those are the coolest things. Yeah. I wish those were around when I had a baby. Those are so awesome. All right. Are you are unmuted? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to mute myself and let you just, and then if you're done or whatever and you need me to ask you some questions, I have tons to ask. So go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Because what I was going to say. I'm better when people ask me questions than just saying things, but I do have some things to say. But first, before I forget, so in our group page, like me, Lauren, and Ashley every month usually post like our whole team, like top sponsoring, top sales, whatever. So are we able to do that even if like we don't put numbers, like just say like this person was number 1, this person was number 2, like is that okay?
Yes, that's like vague enough that you're not saying how much they sold. So yeah, that's perfect. Yep, you could do that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Brittany Levin from Blackwood, New Jersey, director. I wanted to come on because I feel like I always have a lot to share with people and I never know how to like share it besides just my team. So when Jesse asked me, I was like, this is perfect. It's been a while. So this year has been crazy. I went from superstar consultant to director in April, and it's the funniest story because I didn't even know I was promoting until Jesse messaged me and was like, hey, you're this far away from promoting to director. And I had this like huge order sitting in my cart waiting to place on the next day. And I was like, oh, I can place some of that right now and I would promote. Like I didn't know. And I just had a Zoom call with superstar consultants and I was telling them this, like I joined Scentsy under someone who then stopped selling. So I had her as my sponsor for a little, very short while. And then like my director just becomes your sponsor. So I like didn't have that like connection at first because I didn't know how to like reach out to her. Now like me and my director are super close, but I'm always like, I figured out a lot of this on my own, and I feel like it took me so long. So I want to tell people how to do this faster, and I feel like it's working because my team is growing way faster than I did, from like just starting this year to becoming superstar consultants, or even just you know, like how quickly they've done it is what I'm trying to say. So what I've done this year, and what I wish I realized was so important earlier on, is building your team. Like you can sell as much as like so much every month, and you can only get so far with this business without your team. So the incentive periods to me are like very like I set goals for myself. So as soon as I see an incentive period laid out and a trip to go somewhere, I'm like, okay, how do I do this? And I'll break it down month to month. Like, okay, this month you should get this PRV, sponsor this person, maybe this person promote, and by December you'll have what you want. So for building my team this year, I realized my top 3 teammates were all my best customers, like to the point where they would be having basket parties like every 3 months, or like have a really great in-home party. And I just thought to myself, like, they have the customer base, so they would be such a great consultant. They know how to host the party. They did it with me. People are already ordering from them every single party. So after like realizing that this year, I just like reach out to my best customers all the time and be like, I think you would be awesome at this. Like, it's extra money, it's fun, blah, blah, blah. So this month I've had 2 of my best customers join, and you get nervous. And a lot of people on my team like say this to me. They're like, I don't want her to join. She orders like $300 of Scentsy a month. And I'm like, yes, but like I had 3 really good customers that are now on my team. And like, you don't really like feel that loss of PRV because you're gaining so much with a teammate, you know? And everyone told me that for so long, and I didn't believe it until it actually happens. And then you're like, wow, that's a good idea. And then my last teammate that joined this month, it's my husband's friend's wife, and they just bought a house. So we went to their house. They had an outside housewarming party, and I just gave her a mini warmer, a couple bars, and a fragrance flower. Like, I didn't really know her at the time that well, so I'm like, I don't know what she drinks or what she's gonna want, so I'll give her Scentsy. And she texted me the next day and was like, I've never heard of Scentsy in my life, and I had no idea those people existed. And she's like, this is so cool, I want to join. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, so just always having brochures, catalogs, whatever, and just there are people out there that don't know what Scentsy is and are looking for a side hustle, or like trying to make this full time for them all the time, which I didn't really realize that either. So that was like how building my team has been going. Really just reaching out to like my best customers saying, I think you would be great at this. You're already basically doing it by hosting so many parties with me. So next is bookies. I feel like for me, my most popular months for parties, and this year it's been all basket parties or Facebook parties, has been September and October. Like every single week in September and October, with the new catalog that came out and all the fall and pumpkin scents, everyone gets so excited. So I had, for September and October, I had a basket party or an online Facebook party every week. So it'd be like 4 parties going in, and then on top of that, my own orders for myself. So, and I would say if someone asked me like, how do I book the parties? I just post like a picture on my Facebook group of like an empty calendar, like who wants to like free and half off Scentsy, like let me know. And then also I have like my recurring basket parties that every year host one. So then when it comes August, September, I start reaching out to them and asking if they want to pick their week. But then this month, even though I have however much PRV, I haven't had a party this month. So this month I feel like it was, oh, I'm getting off topic. So the first of every month, I always have an order going in. So the end of now, like the end of November, I post about the new and warmer of the month. And then now this month is the Frozen Buddy and Mickey and Minnie clips. And then I always have an order going in on that first day of the month. So I forget what that's called. Like working something. I don't know, but it's always like working ahead.
Front loading.
Front loading,
Front
yes.
loading your month, yeah.
We're working ahead, whatever I decided to call it. And that really helps me because I feel like I always set myself up for like being ahead in the beginning of the month and then just keep working. So yeah, so just like for an example, this month, even though without having any parties, I had the November 1st order for, I just had it, sorry. What was the first? The bricks. Yeah, the bricks and the hand soap and the Christmas warmer. And Snow Much Love. Like whenever something new's coming out, then I place an order. And then it was like the 5th was the Crystal Christmas and To All Good Night mini warmer. This month, my team and I are doing a buddy drive where we're collecting buddies to donate to Toy Tots. So that's also been nice because people want to donate for that. I did a mystery bag, which I did like one in the fall, one out that was holiday themed. And then, of course, my Scentsy club, of course, Scent and Warmer Love, Santa sack order, and then today for Bring Back My Bar, I did a bar special, which is cool because I've been telling people on my team about that, like since Bring Back My Bar is twice a year. I gave everyone the breakdown of how to do a bar special that gets you 500 PRV, free shipping, and I feel like the numbers went up crazy today because I think a couple people did that. So I mean, even when it's making it so easy for us right now because there's so many new products coming out. Like some people can't even keep up. They're like, did I miss something today? Why were we in the queue? I'm like, it was Bring Back My Bar started. Like there's just so many new things and I'm like so genuinely excited for all the new products that come out. I feel like when I post to my VIP page and reach out to customers who always order from Bring Back My Bar, like they get just as excited and like, you know, Scentsy's awesome. So it just sells super quickly. What else? Yeah, so I feel like my team is growing because of reaching out to customers who I think would be good new teammates and helping them promote. Like I realized in the beginning that I wasn't explaining it very well to people, like the point of promoting, like not just a title, but like more commission, and you have to be active and you can't just, you know, have the person on your team but them not be active for the month. So just looking in my reporting and seeing who's close and who could achieve this if they did this, and then just reaching out to them and saying like, hey, you know, did this and this, would promote to the consultant, and then this would be your commission. And they're like, oh wow, no. So I feel like just being in touch with them all the time, which I really am, and especially when they first join, I like hold their hand and I'm like, come on, let's do your launch party. Let's make your Facebook page. I had like a couple girls come over recently because they live locally to me. They're like, can I come over? I'm a visual learner. And I'm like, yeah, just bring your consultancy and your password and we'll help you set this up. Because I remember how overwhelming I felt in the beginning, and I don't want people to miss things that like they shouldn't, because I should tell them. So yeah, that's all I wrote down. Does anyone have any questions?
Before I'm sure that people have questions, I just want to share that I love your idea of posting your open calendar on your VIP page to book parties. I thought that is brilliant. I'm like, how have I not ever thought of that? Like, holy cow, that is so brilliant. Because that is like so new to me, like this whole like working everything straight from social media. So I'm like a dinosaur. So I'm like so excited you shared that. But one question I do have is, do you ever feel intimidated when, or like nervous sharing, like getting your team members to on board as far as like teaching them to sponsor? Or was there ever a point in your business that you ever felt like, you know, because I hear this on a regular basis with people that are like getting them going, the onboarding process, that they feel like, well, I don't want them to feel like I'm, you know, making them, you know, doing something they don't want to do or whatever. Like, did you ever feel like that? Or like, I hear, oh, I don't want them to think I want them to promote because it's going to help me and my business. Like, and if you have, how did you kind of transition your thought process?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, you know, when I reach out and say those things, they're like, okay, why is she looking out for me like that so much? Does this benefit her in some point, you know? And that's why, not that's why, that's one of the reasons why I feel like I wasn't always so like proactive about doing it. But then like once I was and saw that that's like inspiring and like motivating to people, that like she's looking out for me and because I can do this. I mean, of course, you know, like everyone knows how these businesses work. You're on our team and, you know, and that's why it's so important that we want them to create a team so that they get that from them. But I'm like not really, I'm okay with numbers, but I'm not like a numbers person. So my accountant husband and I sat down one night and he was like, I'm going to calculate your paycheck. And he made like this whole spreadsheet and blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, oh, do you realize that when your star consultants promote to superstar consultants, you make less from them?
Wah, wah,
And I was like,
wah. Which is why you want to get them to director as soon as possible. Yes. Yes.
And I was like, yes. And I was like, that makes sense. And that's why when for the incentive trip, when they promote to superstar consultant, you don't get any points. Only lead and star does.
Yes.
So it was like a light bulb went off, and then I told them that I was like, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. When you just promoted, I make less money, but just joking, obviously. So yeah, I actually just Jen, when was that? Last week or the week before? I forget. Karen, I forgot Karen's on here too. I can't see her face. But I had like a talk, like a Zoom
like a heart
talk
to heart
with, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I was like, guys, I look homeless. It's going to be 15 minutes. Like, please come on so I can talk to you. But I just told them that, like, letting everyone know on my team that I'm always here for them and that I hope I, like, give them that feeling because in the beginning stages, like, when I lost my sponsor, I was like, and then some were like, you didn't have a sponsor? I go to you for everything. I can't imagine. So I was like, okay, good. Just so you know, I'm here.
Yes.
So,
It is the compensation plan, when you really look at it, it's broken down so we're forced to kind of keep that generosity core value, that giving more than taking, especially when you get to that level of superstar to director, because it's or star to superstar, because it's a big jump for them, but then it's a big drop for the sponsor as far as money wise. And then especially because when you get to that superstar, and if they're not even making their numbers as superstar, it's a big drop for the sponsor. And then if they become a director and they're not making numbers, it's also a big hit, you know, financially. And if you're still helping that person, it really shows that we're really in this for them. We want to benefit and help. We're doing this out of the kindness of our heart and really want the best for them. It's not because we're making this big buco bucks paycheck, you know what I mean? And so that's what Scentsy's doing, is teaching us to really care about our people. We're not money driven. The money comes, but it's to be focused on the person and the well-being, and teaching making generosity be our core, and adding value to people instead of money being like a drive as far as like greed, but money being a resource to be able to add value to your life and your family's life. If that makes sense. I don't know why, I don't know if I made it harder, but it is something that people need to kind of understand. And when they don't, it can be very, it could either be led in a bad, they can be led down the wrong path of thinking that it's in a greedy way, or they'll think like, well, then why do I want it? Like you said, why do I want any of my people to promote if I'm going to make less money off of them? But in the long run, when you do get your people to directors and above, that's why there's people making, I mean, I'll put a disclaimer at the bottom of this link. I mean, there's people that are making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in this business. I'm not there yet, neither, and none of us in this call are making that yet, but we all can be. So does anybody go ahead and unmute if you have any aha moments to share or any questions to ask Brittany?
Come on, Jen.
So, okay, I'll ask some questions that maybe people are just not quite sure what sometimes there's so many, they don't know where to what to ask, you know? So what are some systems that you do like on a daily basis with your team? Like if you think about systems, is there anything that you do every single day with your team? If you want to kind of share with us, if you do have anything set up.
Every single day, no. Like I can say that like I'm off from work this week, but besides that, like I work 3 days a week, and then my 2 days off is when I work my business the best. And like our group that me, Lauren, and Ashley have, like we're all like constantly posting in there, even though it's all of our teams. So then at the same time, like also disclaimer, I can't just say my team, but all of our teams, we combined each other, like we're always posting in there. But I have to be honest, like I reach out to people that like I don't usually talk to on a regular basis, not every day, not every week, sometimes not every month, and that's definitely something that I can do better. But I think because I'm so open and so honest and blunt and telling people what I do, like I'm here to help you if you need this, like I feel like a lot of them come to me, where now a lot of the people on my team are like, and I say this and it sounds like corny, but like they're my friends. Like, and if I didn't have Scentsy and they weren't on my team, like I wouldn't talk to them as much as I do, you know?
Yes.
So it's nice in the sense that like, you know, I don't maybe hear from them for a week or two, and then it's like, oh my God, hey, how have you been? Da, 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 you know, and I'm just like, yeah, let me help you with that. Like answer their question, whatever, and then be on our way. So for the most part, like I think I have 37 people on my team, but this month is when people are canceling for the first time. So it's still like 30 something, but I've talked to most of them very regularly.
Well, I think that's actually probably a relief for a lot of people, because I think that there's this misconception that like, I mean, even with people ask me, I do have a lot of systems, but I always say that some of the systems, I'm not really consistent with them. Like you know, there's a system is only as good as how often you do them. But then there's some things that I just do them when I remember to do them. And so it's actually endearing to hear that you're as successful as you are, that you do things as you do them, and that you just have a great relationship with your team members, and they know that they can come to you, and you're just enjoying your business and doing what you, and I think that's a great thing for people to hear, because I think that people get so caught up on what am I supposed to be doing? When am I supposed to be doing it? And that they get so like worried about what like all the rules and the systems and this and that they're not enjoying themselves anymore. And like I said, there's always the two sides. Like, yes, systems are important. Like as your business gets really big, you kind of have to have something going. But on the same side, like me, I have them because I've been doing this for almost 10 years, that you kind of have to have things that are in place. But there's also, I mean, on my other side of the spectrum, there's things that like I just have been doing it for so long that I can, it's probably a system, but I don't like have it so structured that it's like, this is what I do. It's just like, okay, yeah, if I think about it, I do that every month, but it's not like I do it on Monday at 2:00 and this is what, you know what I mean? Like a military thing, because then it's not, then it's like I might as well work for somebody and then tell me what to do and when to do it. And that's what takes the fun out of it. So I love that that you're still enjoying what you do and you have a good relationship with your people and they know that they can come to you and you guys are friends. And that's, I mean, that's what Scentsy's about. It's family, and it's not supposed to be, you're not supposed to come to Scentsy and feel like you're working at the job that you go to 9 to 5. Do you know what I mean? That's what this, it's supposed to be something that it's supposed to be a happy place. And so I love that. Okay, I'm going to shut up because there's some comments that I think, questions. What follow-up systems do you use? You mentioned Scentsy Club earlier. How do you promote Scentsy Club to your team and your customers? I mean, there's a few questions. Do you want to start with what your follow-up system is, Brittany?
Yeah, absolutely. So follow up, like depending on what the product is. Like Bring Back My Bar, I just have a great customer base that I'm like, oh my gosh, painted leaves, have to text Danielle, like, you know. So for Bring Back My Bar special was really good this time because so many good scents came back, thank God.
Yeah.
So, and then a lot of the times I'll go in my contacts, and if you go to the contacts tab, you can see like in their name, like the last time that they purchased and what their orders were. And sometimes like when I have time and I'm just like laying down, I'm like, oh wow, she hasn't ordered since whenever. And I just did that the other night and realized that a customer always ordered cozy chai, and then that came back today. So I texted her and was like, hey, just to let you know, I haven't like talked to you in forever, just thinking of you, cozy chai's coming back. And she was like, are you serious? I need 12. Like, so I feel like just being really in touch with your customers, knowing what kind of products that they like, and when something new comes out, reaching out to them or posting about it. And then I will like tag them in my post on my VIP page. So that's what I do the most. But for Scentsy Club, yeah, honestly, the Scentsy Club that I was reading to you that posted, like shipped, I mean, was mine. My $96 Scentsy Club. And I don't have any customers that do Scentsy Club. I've posted about it. I found this cool YouTube video before that explains it. And I have no bites. I feel like Scentsy Club to some people, some customers would be great. I feel like my customer base for the most part is very like needy. Like they want me to order it for them. Like if they have to go onto the website and create a subscription and put their card info in, like I feel like for the most part they're like, oh well, if I like cozy chai and it's going away, I'll just order 18 of them. Like, you know what I mean? Where I've explained to them they don't have to buy 18 right now. You can buy a few and then get some every month. And they're like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, okay. So really that really was just my Scentsy Club. That's all I have. Yes, I'll post the bar special. It's the one that I figured out is 12 bars per person for 12 people. 12 bars, 12 people. And I will definitely post it just real quick. Like if you have if you open up a basket party and you have 12 the 12 people that are ordering, in each one of their carts you put a 6-pack of bars. So you have 12 6-packs, because I just did this afternoon, so that's why it's so fresh in my head. You do 6 packs in the 12 people's carts, each one of them. Oh, thanks, Jen. She just sent you the whole thing. And then you have to add 5 more 6-packs to like your cart to make the 17 full price 6-packs at $5.10 PRV. So then there's your free shipping right away. and you get 4 half-offs, 3 regular half-offs, and 1 perpetual party reward. You have to use all of them, and that is equaling 4 more 6-packs at $60, and then your total free is $76.50, which is 3 6-packs where you have to pay $13.50. So the total is $583.50, and then you have to add your sales tax and divide that by 12 people, and then that's each person's total. So like I said, I usually do these bar specials around Bring Back My Bar time, so like 2 times a year, because it's nice that you do things like that for your customers where you're saving them money. Because they're like, for New Jersey, you're paying $51.85 for 12 bars, where we're normally paying $63.98. So they're getting a discount. You're treating your customers that order all the time. You put out a post on your VIP page saying, hey guys, I'm having a bar special, like first 12 people to sign up, whatever. And then you could always do 2 if you had 24 people sign up. And then right there you have over 500 PRV just from that. So I usually do it twice a year, because you don't want to do that all the time, because then you really are like losing out on some PRV, because they would have been buying $60 instead of 40 something, you know? And then you lose your rewards, which is fine. Sometimes is what I'm trying to say. Was that confusing to anyone coming from the non-person? No? Good. And people really get excited about that. Like that, and like the mystery bags where you're like, here's 10 snowmen, like everyone pick a number, and then everything's going to be holiday themed, and they don't know what they're getting. I mean, I personally as a customer don't like that. I'm like, okay, it's $25 or $30. Well, then I'm going to buy $25 or $30 of something that I like. But some people like the surprise of that. So also like to do that, like change of seasons, also not every month, because you have to use your rewards for those as well. Oh, Jen, what like you into? Oh, that's so funny. So making samples, that's Jen, she typed in the chat. So like in the wax molds, when I get the brick of my scent of the month, I make samples out of them, put them in the Scentsy molds. And I think because most of the time I'm using those long purple molds that have like the bar or like the circle that says Scentsy in it, like 1.5 years into this, my customers were like, how much do they charge you for those samples that you give us? I'm like, I make them. Like for so long, people like just thought I bought them from Scentsy or whatever. And I actually never did, but I like have made it a point to like tell people like, I made that for you. And they really, really do like appreciate those things. So good job, Jen. Okay, so my computer just froze. Okay, there we go. All right. Does anyone have any other questions? Is anyone going to Disney yet?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that you had changed, you had realized that what you were saying to people in regards to sponsoring, what you were saying wasn't working. And so you like flipped your script and you found something that works. What were you saying versus what did you change it to?
I feel like I wasn't saying anything like super specific, just bringing up maybe sponsoring, or promoting too much. Like, you have 3 days till the end of the month and then you'll promote to whatever, you know, like I feel like I was saying it, hindsight, thinking back, sounding like I wanted them to promote for myself, you know, and like now being like, yeah, that would be great if you promoted for me, but also look how much your paycheck would increase. You would get this extra percentage of what you're already doing. So just if you get yourself to that next title, you're just, you know, having a bigger paycheck for something you're already doing. Because I felt like, and like even people like do it to me. Like there's other people that have direct sales companies that like I buy from, they're always like, you're so great at this, you should join. And I'm like, no. So you can understand how like people could take it that way, and like you just have to ensure them that you're not saying it for that reason, you know? Does that help? Oh, someone else said something. Oh, thanks, Jen. My recruit has about 7 customers who wants to buy. My recruit has about 7 customers who want to buy. So, Simone, are you saying you have 7 customers? Oh, no. Okay. Your recruit has 7 customers who wants to buy, but she's not active. Is she on your team, or you mean like she's not?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I recruited someone about a week after I started in July, and she's done absolutely nothing.
Oh.
She's got to pay for her workstation linked to active, the $10, but she has about 7 people who all want to order, and we were going to do a party, but she can't do it on her PWS because it's not active. And she's like, well, you just do it. But then I feel like I'll be stealing her customers and she won't give me their information anyway. So I'm trying to find some way to push her to get these sales before the end of the month. Of course, if she gets 200, then that'll let me do the 400 and I can promote.
Gotcha. Okay. So even if she doesn't pay for the $10 every month for her website, she still can log onto the workstation. And she could place a party through there. Have you asked her if she was willing to do that?
I tried to, but when you go onto her workstation, so when you first sign up, you get the 3 months for free included with your sign up cost, and then it's $10 a month after that. So her link hasn't been active since October. So even if we try to create a party, it prompts her to pay first. I mean, it's just $10, but I know I can't pay it for her.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be, that's not, what Brittany's trying to tell you is that she needs to go into her workstation. The website and the workstation are 2 different things. So she needs to log in through www.workstation.scentsy.com. Okay. The website is her e-commerce that she has to pay $10 for. That's different. So a consultant, as long as she's current, she can still place orders. Does that, are you
She's
understanding?
not current. She's not current. She hasn't sold anything ever.
Okay, but when did she join? In July?
About July 23rd or so.
Okay, so there hasn't been any cancellations though because of COVID. Normally she would have been canceled, but because of COVID this year, there hasn't been any cancellations, so she still has a workstation. At the end of this month though, it's likely that they're going to start canceling. So if she has orders to place, if she goes into her workstation, she'll be able to place them. But if she waits, it's very likely she'll end up canceling. So you just have, she just has to log into her workstation. The workstation is basically like our, do you log into your workstation?
All day long, yeah.
Okay, so she does, you just have to direct her to do the same thing with her workstation and her consultant ID number, and then she'll enter in her password, and if she forgets her password, she'll just click I forgot my password, and it'll email her the password. And if she doesn't know her ID, as her sponsor, you can look that up for her, or her director can look it up for her. Is that making sense to you, Simone?
No, I definitely understand. I think my issue is she won't do it. Like, she'll tell me, oh, come by and pick up my laptop and sign in for me, or you do it. And I feel like, well, if I'm going to do all the work, then I should be the one hosting the party. But of course, she won't give me her customers' information.
Oh, okay.
She take the initiative to do anything, but she's got these customers who want to order.
So unfortunately, that's a hard situation. I'm sorry. It is. I mean, and that's going to happen a lot. A lot of people join and they think clicking join is going to make them money. There is action that has to be taken. And you're just going to maybe have to have just a heart-to-heart with her and just say, you know, if you really don't want to put the work in and, you know, place the order, then, you know, unfortunately, you know, you're going to end up canceling your account, which, you know, you're going to have to decide if you want to be a consultant or not. And she'll have to make that decision. And then as far as the customers, I mean, unless you have a way to get their information, which it sounds like you don't, if they really want Scentsy, they're gonna find a consultant somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And it's a rough, I know it's hard, it's frustrating because you're willing and wanting to help them, but that's just the hard part of this business. So, and just be very transparent with her. Say, look, I'm trying to grow a business and I really want to serve, you know, your friends, and I want to help them. If you don't want to do this, I would appreciate it if you support them and pass their information on to me, because I'm happy to serve them. And, you know, see where that goes. And if she's serious about serving them, she'll log onto her workstation, or if she's serious about at least serving them enough to get them their Scentsy, she'll pass on the information to you. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you need more help, you can give me a call directly and I can, you know, we could talk too. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for Brittany? Or comments? All right. I want to just make sure that you guys are, I'm just gonna, because I usually do like a little brief recap about the news tab and the more in the beginning, which I didn't, but since we were chatting a little bit about Scentsy Club, there has been a change of the start date. So make sure you log on to your news tab. And if you do have any Scentsy Club members, that it now is going to make sure they're aware to check their emails. They got the email, but it is nice to go a little bit above and beyond and let them know to check their emails. You know, ask them, hey, did you get that email? That now the 10th of any given month, instead of the second Tuesday, they're going to get charged on the 10th of the month now for their Scentsy Club. Right now with the Bring Back My Bar, it's a great time to at least reach out to those people that are buying that stuff. Like Brittany says, some people just like to be spoiled. It's so true. I have a lot of clients like that too. They're like, well, why can't you just send it, you know, order it for me, Jess? I totally get it. And I have that too. And then there's some people that it's after you bring it up a couple times season wise, they find they're like, you know what? You're right. I wish I would have logged, I got my membership last time, because it's like they don't believe you that it's not going to, they think it's going to come back in the next Bring Back My Bar. And what one little hook that I wanted to share that I've noticed has been working, which is the actual truth, is it will not come back if it's come back in a Bring Back My Bar or the catalog season within the last 2 years. So what I'll say is that if you love this scent, I can't guarantee, unless it comes back in a catalog season, it's not going to be come back to be voted in the next 2 years. So if you love it, you either get it going on your membership, or you're not going to see it for at least 2 years. And so that kind of makes them go, what? And they want to jump on board. But otherwise, at least you educated them. And think about that if you're nervous about like the selling part of the Scentsy Club, just remember all you're doing is educating, because you don't want people to go, oh, why didn't you tell me that I can get a wink and a smile, that I've loved. That was back in my day when I first started. A wink and a smile, that was one of my favorites when I first joined. And so I have a lot of clients that are still my clients back then. So they're like flipping out that now it's available again. And I have one client that actually went on and started Scentsy Club just for that one today. So it's interesting how some people, they see you and that you're very consistent with your marketing and the verbiage you use. And then they realize you're not just jibber jabbing garbage. You're telling them the truth. Like, cause a wink and a smile, I think it came back a few years ago. It was a while though. And so, but we didn't have, I don't think we had Scentsy Club. And so I told her, I was like, I don't know when it's going to come back again. So, in my marketing, with my email marketing, I make sure that I have the link to the Scentsy Club video. I explain it in my email, but then I say, click this link for a more detailed explanation. And that's what got her. So she realized like, okay, Jess wasn't lying to me back a few years ago that she couldn't guarantee. And it's been that many years. So she wants to lock that in. Like, I want my wink and a smile. Anyways, I'm kind of hitting that over the head a little bit too much. So, and it takes a while to build that up. I personally only have like maybe, I think I have 6 now, and that's it. And it's just with people that they've been loyal clients for years and years and years. And like I said, it took a while. Also, we have the November Country Christmas pre-sale available. So that'd be a nice blast that you send out via email with the link to your pre-sale for your clients. And even if they showed no interest, you might just want to do a blast. I'm a big person that's very passionate about layering. If you blast it on social media, remember about algorithms, they may not have seen it. So maybe layer and do an email or even a text and say, hey, you may not have seen my, my post or whatever. If you love the Country Christmas, or you were thinking about it and didn't get back to me, or even if you thought about it for a split second, it's not available anymore. But if you're interested in having it for next Christmas, whatever the verbiage that you want to put, there's so many times that people, they have interest, but they just didn't make the plunge. So it's us that have to actually make that second, we're the follow through. We're the one that actually makes their thought process go through. So they're thinking about, oh, I need to call Brittany and let her know that I wanted that. Then I always use the example, your kids spilt the milk and then they got to clean up the milk and they forgot to call Brittany to say, hey, I want that Country Christmas. And now it was out of stock. So when Brittany sends an email saying, hey, you weren't able to get your Country Christmas, but you have a chance to pre-order, they're going to go, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Yes. If I can't have it this Christmas, I would love to have that next Christmas. So just remember that, and then people also, you don't know what their form of communication is. So if you layer communication, meaning social media, emails, text messaging, things like that, you're going to get different people, and they're going to appreciate that. And sometimes you may get them in all of those areas, but it takes them to be reminded in every single place before they actually have a call to action to actually make the action. So remember that as well. What else before we go? I know we're like right on the dot here. Oh, and then this is a good time to start making your marketing for the layering process of emails, social media, all that stuff for your buddy clips for Mickey and Minnie, as far as Sven for the launch at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and getting your pre-sale. Director Michelle Brooks had a great call last Monday about her pre-sale process. Now, you may not do that exact pre-sale process, but if you missed her call, it's a great one to watch of just the concept behind how she really prepares her customers for that. So when it happens, she has everything in order, and she has there's no stress behind it. She just has everything together, even as far as processing the credit cards and everything. So I highly recommend that you go back and watch that call as well, so you have a nice, successful, and smooth and stress-free process for the launch on December 1st. Let's see what else. I'm getting kisses by my little Zoe. She was screaming in the background, so I told my daughter to bring her to me so she'd stop screaming. She's so attached to me now, I can't do anything without her, like right on my hip, like a newborn baby. Dun, dun, dun. I think that's it. This is something I wanted to mention to you guys. There's been a lot, I'm sure you've noticed, a lot of Superstar Director promotions. I hope that inspires you guys. That means that there's a lot of people promoting to directors right now, so that should inspire you that you guys are on your way to directors, to director position, and all of the directors, all of you like Brittany and everybody else, are on their way to superstar. And so there's just so much room for growth in this business. Back when I joined, hitting like people promoting to superstar director was like literally non-existent. Like when somebody promoted, it was like, oh my gosh, like one person, like every few years you would hear somebody promoted to superstar director. Now it's like 10 a month or something. It's crazy. And it's because our business is literally exploding. So I want you to also, or encourage you, I'm not like I'm your mom or something, but I encourage you to go and read their stories, because they actually post stories, and it's a great way to add to your possibility packets. And put those inside, because it's good to inspire people, because your story may not mesh or inspire the person you're possibly prospecting for your team. And so but it also may just inspire you, and you may connect with them, and you may be kind of struggling with your why in one part of your season, of your business. And so it just might be what you need to kind of hear, and you might be in the place in your business that you need a story or something to kind of inspire you to keep going. And then one last thing before I let you guys go, I've been I've been trying to find things to inspire me as well. So I do like lots of conference talks and podcasts and things like this. And this was just a really quick story that I wanted to share. It's not even really a story. It was just like a little, it is a story, but very, very short. And we can link it to our business. So this woman says, gosh, Zoe, I love you so much, but okay. Her name is Michelle Craig. And she said that one day she was just praying and asking, what can she stop doing, and what can she start doing that she's not, what can she stop doing that she shouldn't be doing, and what should she start doing that she's not doing? And what she got, immediately she got the impression to stop looking at your phone when you are waiting in line. Looking at my phone in lines had become almost automatic. I found it in a good time to multitask, catch up on email, look at headlines, or scroll through a social media feed. The next morning, I found myself waiting in a long line at the store. I pulled out my phone and then remembered the impression I had received. I put my phone away and looked around. I saw an elderly gentleman in line ahead of me. His cart was empty except for a few cans of cat food. I felt a little awkward, but said something really clever, like, I can see you have a cat. He said that a storm was coming and he did not want to be caught without cat food. We visited briefly, and then he turned to me and said, I haven't told anyone this, but today is my birthday. My heart melted. I wished him a happy birthday and offered a silent prayer of thanks that I had not been on my phone and missed an opportunity to truly see and connect with another person who needed it. So I shared that with you guys today because as Scentsy consultants, we one of our core our mission with Scentsy is to add value to people's lives, right? And so we always say, like, you know, how are we going to meet people and introduce our businesses to the world, right? Well, things like that, like we're always so busy trying to multitask, being moms, being wives, some of us have other jobs. And so we're trying to multitask all the time. But sometimes if we just stop and like be in the moment, we may end up having a conversation with somebody that is completely unintentional, but intentional at the same time. And so like this specific lady ended up being able to be the one person in this man's life that he would have never had anybody to say happy birthday to him in that day if she had had her phone in her nose, I mean, her nose in her phone during that time that she normally does, you know, scroll social media in line. Now, us as consultants, yes, is it like a good way to save time and scroll through our phones and post and see what's going on with, you know, even on our workstations, but we may end up meeting somebody that is our next, you know, customer, host, team member. But even if it's not that, when we think about it, we may end up being just like her, that we're able to add value to somebody's life, like saying happy birthday to somebody that they never do. And what does that do? It makes us feel more confident. And when we feel like we're adding value into somebody's life, even if it has nothing to do with Scentsy, what does that do? It makes us feel more confident as a person. And then we tend to stand up taller, and we end up connecting with people more often. And so we may end up being more confident with who we are and presenting our business in ways that we normally wouldn't have if we didn't feel confident. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope you are connecting this connection that I'm trying to with our business as well as on a personal level. When we can't add value if we don't feel valued, if we don't feel confident. So I challenge you guys to take the time to try to add value to other people's lives in a way that it may end up, you know, benefiting you with Scentsy. But even if it doesn't, I promise you, it'll add value in your heart, and then you'll be able to, like I said, you'll be able to fill somebody else's cup, which is going to fill your cup up. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, did you see that? That scared the crap out of her. Sorry. So Brittany, my sweet friend, I am so grateful for you, especially it's like, what, like 9 o'clock at night there? I'm so grateful. I'm so sorry. I just love listening to everything that you share. I learn so much. I love how you break down that you pay attention to the incentive period. I wanted to comment on that because I hope everybody, I need to slow down. Paid attention to that, because that's what incentive periods are put into place for, is so you are always moving forward and breaking things down. It's literally like a structure, so you know what you need to do in your business every single day and every single month. It's a structure to teach you how to run your business. The goal of going to Disney World is basically just like the carrot to keep us going, but that's just the celebration. But what it's doing is it's teaching you how to run your business. And so the fact that you've made that your structure of how to run your business is the fact that is basically saying that you are running your business correctly. And that's why you've been earning your trips every single year. And so you don't have to wonder if you're going to earn your trip. You know that, well, I'm going to do all these things anyways. So I might, you know, I know that I'm going to go on that trip or whatever you're going to earn. And then, let's see. Oh, I love that you gift Scentsy. This may be something that is obvious to some of you, but some people, you may be new to Scentsy, that I wanted to point out that you own your own store. Like, why would you gift anything else than Scentsy? So I love that she gifted her husband's friend Scentsy products. Like, of course we do that, right? It's great marketing. And she didn't expect her to join. She was just like saying, hey, like, you know, here's a gift and try this out. And she wasn't, you know, she thought maybe she'd be like, oh, this stuff is great. But she didn't even realize that the lady never even tried it before. And so again, that's so awesome that that's living proof that there are those people that have been living under rocks that don't know what Scentsy is. I'm just teasing. And then let me see what else. Oh, I'm just reiterating that we've already talked about all this stuff. Oh, the buddy drive. So Lauren and I actually started those buddy drives back in 2012. Well, I started in 2012. She joined in 2014. And one thing that I love is Lauren and her team have kept that up. This is the first year that I haven't done it. And you just inspired me to literally, I wrote it down, like, it's still not too late. I need to get on the ball. So I'm so inspired by you guys. And I love that it's so awesome that I want everybody to realize, like, just because I started before all of you guys can take the torch. You know what I mean? And that's what Brittany and Lauren and Ashley did, is they took the torch. And even though I'm the one that dropped the baton, they picked it up and started running. And that is so awesome. And they're the ones that literally inspired me to go, well, doggone it. It's the end of November. I can do it for all of December, and I can start making my phone calls to the people that donate every year and say, hey, I can't deliver it to the kiddos, but I can have direct ship right to the hospital or to the candle lighters that we usually donate it to. So thank you for sharing that, Brittany. That was so inspiring. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of such an awesome, loving, and very talented, awesome family. So thank you so much, Brittany. Any last questions? Or go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just said me too. We're all in this together.
Yes, yep. We're all in this together. Okay, I know that was so bad, but I hope it made you guys laugh. Any last call? Sorry, I know I keep saying that and then I cut myself off. Questions, comments? Let me make sure. I see 9 messages. I have to scroll up, make sure nothing was missed. All right. Well, again, thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.